Hello, welcome to Frequence. My name is MANEX IBAR. I'm a medical shaman, an energy healer, and spiritual guide. For the last 20 years, I've been helping a lot of people to get better and to optimize and to really understand their energy, their consciousness, their subconsciousness, and their spiritual aspects so that they can materialize or embody their form in the best way possible. And today, I'd like to share with you this creation that I've done, these essential oils. I'm going to go through each of them and talk a little bit about their benefits and what they do, what's inside the oil bottle, because I'm mixing a lot of different plants. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about the energetic body. And this is really important because this is what helps us function correctly. It's to really understand that our body, our form, has an energy field and an energy body that corresponds. And this is actually what creates the translation, which is that, spirit goes into energy, which then transforms matter. And in a way, it's thought, then energy, then matter. And everything on this planet has those three aspects: the consciousness, the energy, and the body. And it goes back to even old alchemy text, which talked about the consciousness, the mind, and the body, which then talked about sulfur, mercury, and salt. And so we have these three bodies. And in this little introduction, I'm going to discuss how the energy body has developed, and that there's actually 9 centers. So a lot of us have heard about 7 chakras or 7 centers inside of our bodies, but actually since 1781 we've evolved to 9-centered beings. And this is fundamental. This is a huge shift, and this is a massively important event which is helping us evolve and change our whole paradigm, which we're actually really seeing right now as we're moving into the full 9-centered being. And most of the kids that are going to be born in about 5 to 10 years are going to be fully embodied 9-centered beings, while we're kind of like this transition. And we have been in this weird transition, which actually a lot of autistic kids have been kind of part of that experimentation, I'll say, in terms of coming in early with certain adaptations, genetic mutations that actually are showing what some of the future is going to be like as the planet is evolving. So the energy body. One of the things that's incredible about the energy body is that inanimate objects like rocks still have one center. They're actually pure in their sense that they have one chakra center, one vital energy center. And in that purity, they basically give off a certain energy that is completely unique and very powerful because it is that one center. And so we can use different rocks to recalibrate different other centers as long as they're resonating. As soon as we move up in the chain of evolution of consciousness in form, then we start seeing that, there's 3 centers for insects and for birds, and for single cells organisms, there's 2 centers. And then we move up to 4 to 5 centers for, different animals and different mammals. And at one point when we were Neanderthals, we were also 5-centered beings. And at one point when we became Homo sapiens, we became 7-centered beings. And for a long time, thousands of years, we stayed as 7-centered beings. And now we're evolving to 9-centered beings. And eventually we'll embody 11 centers inside our body. And actually it's going to change our human physical form from carbon to silicon at that time. So we're still in the carbon form for quite a while. And basically we can enhance our performance, our body's performance, our conscious performance, and even our psycho-emotional performance with the use of crystals and essential oils and plants and all of that that can help rebalance our energy center. Now the energy center, each center is a center of consciousness. It's a center of processing energy and giving energy to certain parts of the bodies, as well as the certain parts of the bodies giving back that energy to that center, and then the center translating that into consciousness. So this is very basic energy principles that I'm teaching you right now. And basically each center that we're going to go through resonates with one of these oils. This is exactly why I made this kit, because as an energy healer, I heal people through the rebalancing of their energy centers, and the vitality of each center is so important because it's exactly what gives you your physical body and your consciousness balance, which is what healing is about. When there is an imbalance, whether it's overactive or underactive, there's going to be repercussions in the physical body or in a psycho-emotional kind of pain body. So this is basically what we have to figure out, and when you get to become really good at understanding and reading energy, then you start seeing the patterns, you start seeing how the different centers work together, and you start seeing with symptoms, physical symptoms, or even moods, like depression, addiction, all sorts of things, you start seeing the imbalances in the energy centers which have those symptoms that appear. So today, if you stay and you look at this little mini course, this little webinar, there's going to be a series of about 10 different videos, including this one. And with each video, we're going to move towards one center, and we're going to explore each of the benefits of these oils, what's in it, what's the frequency, and what are the correlations between the body and the energy and the consciousness piece around that. So I hope you stick around. This is going to be pretty fascinating, and you're going to get a lot out of it. Obviously, you've already gotten the PDF book, which is this little booklet, which helps because you have most of the information in here. But I'm gonna actually use a couple pages from it, and you're starting to already see certain images appear that talk about the energy body. And we're gonna, with each of the oils, we're gonna discuss each of the energy centers. So you'll start seeing some visuals to help make you understand this. The crucial aspect of this transition from 7 centers to 9 centers is the fact that when we were 7-centered beings, we were very much about a strategic survival consciousness, meaning we had to have strategy in order to gain food, get food, create civilizations for survival's sake. So this is a very, focused energy which brought up scarcity as a main consciousness that we were fighting against. As we've shifted, we're actually in an abundance consciousness, and we're really here about communing with the other. So we have to understand that there's a more complex dynamic of being human, which I think most of us have realized it is more complex to be human today. And in that, there's this new concept of watching, of being the observer, and allowing life to come and meet us, give us abundance, and then commune with the other to try to understand the other's perspectives as we understand our own. And from that joining, we can create these new concepts, creations, ways of being, and especially start activating this spiritual consciousness, which is that very much like creation, when 2 or 3 or 4 people start coming together, there's a potential for a higher consciousness form to embody itself through the different people, and so some miraculous things can start happening. And we're starting to see that a little bit. One of the biggest ways of seeing that is through rock bands, where you have 4 to 5 individuals that create this kind of body of sound, of frequency, and they propulse that out, and then massive crowds come to it because it's a very higher frequency. And it's different than when the individuals do their own thing. It's the group that actually makes that huge phenomena, like the Beatles or the Rolling Stones or Pink Floyd or all these 70s groups, which was this huge opening in our conscious awareness. So little things like that, we're going to keep going. We're going to move through each of these frequencies. I hope you enjoy it. I'm really happy that you're here. And unfortunately, you can't smell and experience these, so I really hope that you get that chance, or that at least you order one of these so that you can experience it. You can look at the testimonials down below. Most people that experience these oils are pretty wowed. They kind of have an awe effect because the frequency of these oils is extremely high. It's completely organic. They are chromotyped, so that they basically reach a 14-step standardization of how we bring from the seed all the way to the bottle this incredible process of making sure the integrity of the plant's frequency stays and even is enhanced as we bring it into the final product for you. And so these plants have an extremely high frequency already, and as we're putting them into the essential oils, they increase their frequency sometimes by 10, and we're mixing several of these plants together in a unique combination, a unique formula. This is kind of my gift, and everyone that works at Frequence's expertise is bringing in the unusual and unique combinations of different plants to help with our lives. So stay tuned and we'll begin. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in a second.